So today we'll talk about the cyclones and what are its types, what are the different types of cyclones. Now in low latitudes, an intense depression develops with a low pressure. The center is a low pressure zone. This is the low pressure zone, okay? Like if it takes place in the Indian Ocean, it is a tropical cyclone. In the Caribbean, it's a hurricane, and China made typhoon. In Australia, it is called the Willy Willies. The thing is the same. Now, what is a cyclone? A cyclone is a portion of the atmosphere in which the pressure is low. The low pressure at the center and high pressure on the periphery. So the winds blow inwards in the opposite direction and the winds will blow towards the center. Since it's a low pressure zone, from the high pressure zone, the wind will blow towards the inward in the opposite direction. That is from south or southwest in the front of the cyclone and from north or northwest in the rear of the cyclone. So everybody will come towards the center. Now when a cyclone approaches, the reading on a barometer will fall because pressure will become low. तभी तो cyclone will develop. But the thermometer rises due to the warm, but the thermometer rises. The pressure falls, but the temperature rises because of the warm south winds or southwest winds like that. Now the rising moisture-laden air of such a cyclone results, and what are its results? It results in heavy rain. So these are the results, okay? Heavy rain in the center of depression, that place will have heavy rainfall. Cyclones can happen due to Coriolis force also, but that cyclone blows in an anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere. So it flows in an anti-clockwise direction and clockwise direction mein in the southern hemisphere mein it flows. Now we can talk about the tropical cyclones specifically. Cyclones associated with turbulent weather conditions, thick cloud cover, strong wind, rainfall are all called tropical cyclones. So usually its effects is very destructive. They are they cause a heavy damage to property and loss of human lives also. Now cyclones generally tropical region may for between 8 degree to 20 degree north and south may they generate. They are more frequent in summer because of the doldrum belt which is going away from the equator. Most often South China Sea maybe they originate and cause a lot of damage to the life and property. In Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea maybe they can cause strong winds and they can cause a lot of damage also. Central part of cyclone it's a very calm region. It is at the central part of the cyclone is known as the eye of the cyclone. You can show. It is called the central part of the cyclone is called the eye of the cyclone. This is a very calm area, Kintu. Surrounded by a vortex which is very turbulent. So I'll show you the vortex also later on. The force of the wind depends on the intensity. Kitna jor the wind will blow, it depends on the intensity of the low pressure center. Pressure ta kotota low hoyeche, that shows how much will be the intensity of the cyclone and the surrounding high pressure. Now the difference of the pressure will create the wind, of course. Now, what are the weather conditions associated with the tropical cyclones? When there is a tropical cyclone, the air is still, but the temperature and humidity becomes very high. So, there is a drop of air pressure, but there is a rise in temperature, as we have seen here also. Next, when the front of the vortex, जब arrives, there are strong winds and thick clouds, and the winds become violent with great speed. Dense clouds and heavy rain also reduce the visibility. Now, the eye of the cyclone Kintu always have a very calm condition. It's the vortex which becomes turbulent. Remember that. Here it is shown, na, the eye. এটা একটু দেখে এরম করে কিরম করে একটা ওরা ধরে না, সেরম পারিস না তুই, ওরা অন্য করে ধরে, এইটা হচ্ছে না, এরম করে ধরে না, বইটা ধরে না, ওরা ওইটাকে এর উপর ধরে। আচ্ছা, whatever time চলে যাচ্ছে, ছেড়ে দে। When the rear of the vortex arrives, so when the front of the vortex arrives, what happens? Strong winds and thick clouds. When the rear of the vortex, এবার vortex টা তো চলে যাচ্ছে, যখন ওর পেছনটা আসে, there are violent winds, thick clouds and heavy rain also. And now the wind starts blowing in an opposite direction. Now, what is a tornado? Tornado is a tropical cyclone which occurs over land only. Its diameter is hardly very small, 300 to 400 meters. It looks like a dark, funnel-shaped cloud extending downward from the base of the thunderstorm, say it comes down. It has low pressure in the center, obviously. Jekono cyclone will have low pressure at the center, with very strong winds blowing inwards towards the center. The speed of the wind may be as high as 500 to 800 kilometers per hour. Tornadoes are generally experienced over tropical waters. Usually they happen only in North America over the tropical waters. Other forms of tropical cyclones are there: hurricanes in the Caribbean region, typhoons in eastern China, Japan, Philippines, and cyclones in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea.